Oh, hey, how about that? Something about OBS. I'm not sure if I was talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. Maybe I was. That's okay. The only thing you missed was me muttering about floss and the cat knocking something on the floor. He's crying in the background. He acts like he's so abused. He gets food to his heart's content, gets playtime twice a day, and cuddle times. Yes, you poor abused creature. Let's follow up here. We've done these two. We're on this one. If I could bottle and channel that cat's energy. And now he's gonna start knocking dishes off the counter. Because that's what he likes to do. Alright, I'm going to check something real quick. No sound, please. I just want to check something real quick. There we go. Okay, good. I'm just checking a few things on the technical side. Perfect. Okay. Oh, he just jumped on top of the fridge. Right troublemaker, that one, but he's too cute. We love him anyways. Yeah, definitely the shaking going on there. That's gonna bug me, but oh well. Oh hey Gauze! How's it going, buddy? Life is good for the most part. I have a mewling cat in the background. But I felt like doing some stitching, so I wanted to do some stitching. I've just been in a stitchy mood, so I thought, why not? I've gotten a couple of requests for stitchy streams, and I wanted to start doing them more often. It's just the equipment setup is a little more involved than, say, my regular streams or videos. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna come here. Let's see. So we did those two. We're gonna mark those up here. Although this is a much better setup for my tablet than I normally have. How is Goths doing? They've been rough. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, we didn't get to that one. Okay, so now how do I want to do this? Do I want to come down here? Go over? Do I want to try and work my way back? Because I got to go back up here, come down here, and then fill in a bunch in this area down here. So I'm not sure how to go from where I am. Cat. Let's go here and then go up. And I'm gonna run out of floss soon anyways, so I can just do this. Come up here, let's see that one. And then those two, that's the plan. Yeah, we're just chillaxing to some rain, stitching, and apparently shaky cam. I can't nail down this whole camera thing. It is not in the cards. No matter how hard I try or what different approaches I try, I can't stop the shaky camera, and it drives me nuts. Okay, so let's mark these two. Like so, and then we're gonna go up and over one more, and it should be a slightly different color. See, if I had really top-notch mic skills, I would find some way to get the sound to come through when you pull the needle through, when you pull the floss through. Well, and there is some fabric movement. So that's me moving the fabric. That's the fabric moving, but that's the shaky cam. But there's also the possibility that what I'm seeing, aka the raw footage, is not what's being processed and sent out to the stream. It's also possible that because I can see it, it's like what has been seen cannot be unseen, so it might be something where I'm just like really sensitive to it. We'll see. Part of me wants to invest in a nicer camera that has some sort of like lens stabilization stuff, but supposedly the cell phone cameras do have that. I don't know if the software is utilizing it per se. Let's see. So this is going to be these two. So I'm going to end up here. And I want to end on this one because I want to leave myself a way to path down. So we're going to do this. We did fiddle with some settings to get the latency down, to get the delay in chats down, but ironically, I'm not really able to test that unless I stop stitching and stop and look up at chat and watch it for a bit, because it could pop up on screen and I won't see it for however long because I'm too busy looking down. Okay, you're not seeing shake. I'll take that as a win. I'm also going to turn this back just a little bit. I don't want to pop into those reds. Because my mic's so far away from me compared to normal, so it's like... I had to make some minor adjustments. So what we did was we did those two. Oh, we did those two too, didn't we? So 1, 2... 1, 2, 1. Yeah, we did all those. So the next one down is until these. These 2, 2, 3, 2. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start up here, go here, skip a chunk, and then we're gonna end up down here. Well, you know me, Goss. I'm always fussing about that audio. I am gonna move the camera somewhat so that I can see the actual project better. Okay, that's much better. Okay, more 9. 5, please. I really don't like that needle. Can I get my other needle? Thank you. And of course, Pippin is full play mode over there, even though he was already played with earlier today. That cat has just boundless amounts of energy. Just non-stop, always wanting to play all the time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So. Shoot. Year and a half. One of them, Pippin, year and a half. The other one, Lulu, is 3. So we are told. They are rescues, of course. Adoptions. It's so easy to lose your place when you're working on something. It's like, because I see the zoomed in version, it's like sometimes my eyes have a hard time going back to where I was right away. Oh shoot, did I just mess it up? Yeah, a few more years and I'll have nothing but naps. Okay, it should be. Oh, wait a sec. Image. I don't know, some random number is texting me. What is this? Are you spam? Yeah, you're spam. Go away, spam. I don't need you. Move to trash. So, here. Here. Okay, this one is the one that's not done. Is this one of the... It is one. Okay, I follow you. So I need to do here. This is the first time I've pulled out this project in a while. So I'm really kind of trying to like reacclimate to it. You work on a project for a bit and then you just develop a kind of sense for what's where. And if you don't work on it for a little bit, it can get kind of... It's slow going at first, that's for sure. But it's a huge project, so I need to get moving. One of these days I'm gonna have to pull out Mira and finish that, which is the project from the thumbnail that I keep reusing, because apparently I couldn't be buggered to make a new thumbnail. Alright, so we've got a 2 gap. We're gonna come 1 down. See, and if I was doing this by myself, this is where I would just have something playing in the background and I wouldn't be talking at all. And it wouldn't be rain, I just put the rain on because it's relaxing and... But, let's see, 1, 2, so we're gonna have a solo by the time. But it is kind of nice just chilling with people. Can we go back a little bit? Thank you. Which is, it's kind of funny too, because I got 2 requests, 2 or 3 like actual requests, like please can we see more stitching streams? It's like, oh, okay. It has been a while. Your jokes always made me laugh. My favorite thing was the sense of humor. But then again, sometimes it's a sense of humor about things that are so silly that they kind of are worthy of a sense of humor, but then you get situations where it's like, okay, that's not a humorous situation. I'm kind of over it too. Like, I spent the back half of last week and like... Was it one day this week? I don't even know. But I spent a little bit following current events so that I'm like, alright, I need to put things down for a bit. I need to, like, every so often I do that where I just binge a bunch of coverage of various things that are like real world things. And then I get to this point where I'm like, I'm just distracting myself at work. I need to stop doing this. And then I put on like a playthrough of Spyro's Ripto's Rage. To like, I just need something I've heard a zillion times to completely tune out so that I can like focus back on life again. I get a little too lost. Kind of like the concept of putting down social media, though I don't really have social media, but I do have YouTube. Like, no more YouTube rabbit hole for you. Just stop and go back to something like familiar. Alright, then we're gonna come down on the line. Oh yeah, that's right, this one's gridded. Well, that's handy. Yay, grids. La, la, la. Speaking of Ripto's Rage, there goes that Idle Spring soundtrack again. Which is amazing. Yeah, I'm not gonna go more into anything other than that. This is we're here to relax, we're here to stitch, we're here to get away from things. La, la, la. La 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 la. The Idle Spring soundtrack is probably one of my favorite from that game. If you've never heard it, go look it up. Just type... Thanks, cat. Just type in Spyro, Ripto's Rage, Idle Springs. Don't you knock my floss down too, you little bugger. Don't worry. Like he said, in about 2 or 3 years, you're going to be like Lulu and you're going to laze around all day and get fat. Lulu is so overweight. And we've had them on, like, we don't just keep food down. We only feed them a certain amount. Oh yeah, the soundtrack to DOS 2 is amazing. La la la. That theme, so good. The beach theme. Battle music. I've used the Divinity Original Sin 2 battle music in my D&D games. Because my favorite thing about the battle music from Baldur's Gate 3 and DOS 2 is that it is simultaneously battle music, but it's not like playing Two Steps from Hell soundtracks where it's so cinematic and epic that you get to this point where it kind of wears itself out. Like, it's almost too much. And then we're going back this way. Okay, let's just come in one more time. So yeah, no, I really like the battle music from those games because they're designed to initiate kind of like a focus, and they're okay to play for like an hour at a time, because in those games, and likewise in D&D / whatever TTRPG you're playing, you're gonna be in battle for a while. He's jumped on the TV tray to my left, knocked off one of my rings, jumped onto the shelving unit to my right, knocked something off, jumped back down to the TV tray to my left again, knocked off another ring. What? Pippin! Buddy! Calm thyself. Where are my scissors? Where'd you throw my scissors to? Under my chair where I can't reach it? Got it. That sounds like total Pippin. I feel like the title of that song, Goths, equals Nuff Said. Oh, cool. Now he's playing with the ring. Oh, cat. Cat, these are my rings. These are my rings. Alright, I am gonna pop over and do this real quick. Let's see. I'm typing one-handed. It's not fast. Okay, there we go. Back over. Because my pattern is on my tablet, so. And my phone is my camera, so I can't, like, do anything on my phone. So let's see. Okay, so we've got, and I need to mark off the stitches I just did before I completely lose my spot. We're just going to keep going down and then we'll come back up. We're just going to keep working on filling this out, I guess. Yeah, soundtrack to DOS 2 is really good. Soundtrack to BG3 was pretty good. I dare say I like DOS 2 better. Just, it's very good. BG3's soundtrack was, I guess I would call it too cinematic. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good. This is a very minor, like, nitpick, but it's sort of like it's so overdone, or not overdone, but it's a lot, you know. So you can't like sit back to it. I mean, the soundtracks within the game, I guess, maybe I'm just thinking of like a handful. I guess actually, now that I think about it, maybe I take that statement back. Maybe I said that without thinking hard enough. Because, like, the Gauntlet of Shar song is really good. Like, I'll just put that on and just play that on repeat. And it's the reason why the second act is my favorite act. That song, I love that song. Do, 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 do. He's gonna ruin my floss. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna, like, start thinking that my floss is a toy, and he's gonna ruin the floss. Okay, so I need to actually keep going here. We're going straight down? Yeah, I guess we're going straight down. I guess the shading is kind of over in here. Used to seeing that many straight lines. Then again, this was a pain in the butt over here. All of this and all of this, where it's like 90% just the one color. Huge chunks of just one color. I can't tell what is more annoying. High confetti areas or massive blotches of one color. Because on the one hand, high confetti areas are, I think, more satisfying. Because you get like a real kind of visual or image when it's all over. But they're so slow because you're stopping to switch colors like every stitch. Stop, end, clip, new color, stop, end, clip, new color. It just, ugh. But it's also a little easier to count when you're kind of in these areas where you can use landmarks. And when you're stitching huge swaths of one color, like over here, you're just at the mercy of, like, manually counting everything. There's no landmarks. Or the landmarks that are there could very easily be inaccurate. Okay, so now we're caught up with ourselves. So now we're going to go here, and the first one where we go across is actually that next one down. So that's perfect, because we're going to go this way and then that way. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. She says. Yeah, the stitch venture this week is to try multiple whips and see which one, like, really grabs the attention. So I pulled out this project. It's called Safety First. And because I want to see... I want to see what whip catches the attention, because that's the goal. Play beaches, they have aged a bit rough, but for the plot they are fantastic. Oh, I did play BG1 when I was a kid. That just goes to show how not old I am. But yes, I played a bit of BG1 when I was a kid. The problem was that I kept dying when I got to the Nashkel Mines. And I wasn't able to follow along enough to, like, know where to go next. So I, like, got stuck. But I always kept restarting over and over and over again because I loved trying to play it. And I loved, like, just the overall setting and everything. I never played BG2. Carpation, you know, it's funny that you mentioned Carpation because I still start the Darth Bane trilogy is still like some of my favorite writing like ever. Okay, we're gonna come here and then we're gonna go across. I love the Darkbane trilogy. I should go back and reread that again. I had Harry Potter on my docket to reread, but then again, I don't read very often anymore. I really don't. I picked up the Homeland series, the first 3 Drizzt books. I say first in chronological order, because I was this year old when I learned that Homeland wasn't actually the first books written. For TOR, the MMO one. TOR. Because he left Mass. Yeah, I was so upset. There was no way they could have Mass Effect 3 without him. I mean, they tried. They really tried. And I'm sure they had, like, notes or something. Like, it's very possible that he already wrote a chunk of it. I don't know. You can tell. Like, it just, I don't know. It feels wrong. It doesn't feel like the same person who wrote the first 2 wrote the 3rd one. It feels like, oh, he left before ME2? That might explain some stuff, but I always thought that he wrote ME1 and ME2. And I always felt that ME2, at least, to me, 3 felt like the odd one out. Although now that I think about it, I need to think about that. Because is ME3 the odd one out, or is ME2 actually really different? Because ME2 kind of is really different. And ME2, you know what? Also, now that I think about it, ME2 has way too much of the, like, what I would consider the modern BioWare, which is the very clear delineation in Mass Effect 2 and 3, and there was like one other one. Maybe it was Inquisition. There's like, Chapter 1, talk to companion. Chapter 2, talk to companion. Do companion quest. Chapter 3, companion love scene, if that's the one you chose to romance. Chapter, like, there's this very clear, like, breakdown, and all the conversations with the companions feel kind of stilted insofar as they're very easily organized. Like there's, like, a limit of, like, 5 total interactions with said companion, and I know exactly when each one is gonna hit based on what story I did, or how much story I did when. So, and Mass Effect 2 has that. It has that very distinct organization to the companion interactions, whereas Dragon Age Origins and ME1 felt a lot more organic. Like, there was a lot more little conversations sprinkled in, and there was kind of like a lot more conversations to be had in between. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just nostalgic hindsight, but that's kind of what it feels like. And then to answer, let's see, Asif, I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Let's see, how do I incorporate skill and combat challenge and solo play in DC-20? Let me think on this. So, my initial instinctive response is what change? There doesn't need to be any change. I mean, there's a set DC, and if you're solo playing, you're already going to be setting your own DCs or have some mechanic by which to set, like some sort of like dice roll randomizer mechanic. So I feel like the DC is set, and as long as the DC is set, it is still whatever, you know, if it's like a exploring social challenge, it's like, okay, DC 10 explore. If I get 15 or higher, I get extra food. If I get, or a health potion along with my food, if you're thinking like survival, like I'm wandering the woods and you do a survival wood wander DC challenge, you could say, okay, 10, I succeed, I find what I'm looking for. 15, I find what I'm looking for, an extra. 20, I find what I'm looking for, and something very nice, like a magic item or something crazy. And then you could do less than 10, I fail, and then 5 or under, I fail and take damage. Like, you could do something along those lines, because the DC, like, skill challenges are just... Let's see. Oh, because in DC... Okay, I see. I think I see what you're saying, though, because in DC 20, they have... you're supposed to roll multiple times because each person in the group does something. Well, if you're doing a solo play and you have multiple PCs, because like sometimes I'll do that where I technically have multiple characters, then I'll roll once for each of those characters and then set the DC accordingly. Either that, or I wouldn't be doing a skill challenge. I would just be doing a highly narrated... I wouldn't be doing like a DC 20 skill challenge with the multiple rolls and the win points set up. I would just do a survival challenge, and I would try to dress it up a little bit. It depends on how your solo play is going, but that's my thoughts on that, if you're wondering the thoughts. So, okay, let's see, Kit. The sun dying too soon in the tally recruitment, and I lost the chat. I couldn't read you there, Goss. Too many new chats came in, and I lost that one. That's a lot more organic. BG1 and 2 is a lot more organic. I didn't even know BG1 or BG2 even had relationships, although I suppose that makes sense. I didn't play enough of them to really know. It was based on choices and dialogue, but I feel like Mass Effect 1 and Dragon Age Origins were like that too. What kind of ship was the relationship? A skiff, a galleon airship? Yeah, well, because when you think about it, to go back down to Hazma there, or Hamza, I'm sorry, I'm so mispronouncing your name. The thing is that that's what it is in DC 22. The concept of meet or beat DC is the same in DC 20, it's just dressed up. And that's not to speak ill of it, I'm just saying that that's how I see it. Like, there's still a DC. The DC, it's just in a skill challenge, in a party skill challenge in DC 20, there's a DC and there's win points. So you have to beat the DC X number of times. Hamza, okay. Vulcan and Corvette. I didn't follow you there, Surface. I did not follow you, but that's okay. Of which, hello, Hamza and Seraphis. I didn't even say hello to you guys, but hello. I went on a rampage there. Okay, no more tangents. Stitchy time. Progress. Stitchy progress. I suppose I didn't have to do that too, so that's okay. In fact, I should get some more of my little drink over here. My little carbonated beverage. Yum, 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 yum. Where is it? It's over there. Okay. Now you got the DOS 2 menu music stuck in my head, Gauze. Thanks. Thanks. I'm gonna scoot this down. Or no, actually, I'm gonna scoot it up and then turn it. Will that work? Can I turn it? That should work, because I'm working my way down, so... In fact, I'll even just do that. Oh, it clicked. Okay. La la la, la la la, la 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 la. Sing to me. I think that's the Losis song. What was the other one too? They did one for Jaina. It was like the daughter of the waves or something like that. That was really good. Jaina Proudmoore. She had a song I found on YouTube. I don't know if it was produced by Blizzard or just like a fan-made thing. I don't remember. It was years ago, but I remember really liking it. I'd probably know if I heard it again. Sing to me. The Losis song. So for first time, I'm planning to do for the first time, which difficulties other than that can I expect? I think that if you want my honest thoughts on it, I don't think it's really that difficult, and I think people overthink it. I think the biggest difficulty people run into is they overthink solo play. It just, and maybe it's easier for me because I've always been a bit of a writer. And when I say writer, I don't have anything like published or anything like that. I don't, what, like, my grammar's horrible, but I mean that I've always had this innate ability or thing for just imagining scenarios and then just playing the scenarios in my head, like just like make believe. Like I've always been creative in that sense ever since I was a kid. So maybe that makes it easier for me, and maybe other people struggle with it. I think in one of the most, not the most, but one of the more recent Jenny D videos, she specifically talked about solo play, and she specifically mentioned this feedback that she got from people criticizing it, saying that, oh, well, you're just writing a novel. There's no difference between solo play and writing a novel, and if they were going to write a novel, they would just do that. But I disagree. I don't think that solo play is writing a novel. But I do think that it has a certain element of like you're kind of telling a story to yourself. But the thing is that you let your own creativity surprise you, and you let the dice surprise you. Like usually when I'm doing solo play, I kind of don't really know where it's going. It literally develops as I'm playing it, just like it would in group play. It's just you don't have the input of the other individuals, but you can still go on a journey in your own mind. And I think people overthink it. I think people get in their own way. I apologize if that was less informative or sensical and more tirade-y. That is a little bit how I do, though. I'm a tirader. Or a tangenter. I'm T and tangenty. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm hoping you found that, if not insightful, at least like food for thought, you know? I'm hoping you found that food for thought. All right, I need to mark off my stitches because I wasn't marking them off, and I don't want to get lost. Oh, and I gotta mark this one off too because I'm one down here. Let's see. And I kind of was following along with you there, gods. I was trying to follow along. I think I missed some of the chats, but I don't know. Maybe I did get the new, was it like the new remaster or whatnot version? I need to get some progress, guys. I need to stop talking so much and get some actual progress. Like when they released it for like every console and the TI-83 back when, I bought the enhanced edition or whatever it is, with the intention of replaying it. And then I stopped because I couldn't figure out how spells worked. Write you a campaign, you're not creative at all. Bah. Plenty of people are more creative than I think they give themselves credit for. Again, you can't let your logical brain get in your own way. That's my personal opinion, though. Maybe I'm not one to talk because I consider it really easy, but that's just me. And how do you even write a campaign? Because, like, so I have a script about this. It's not going to be the next one or the next one. It's going to be the third one after that, unless the last two swap. But I have a script talking about the difference between adventures campaigns and campaigns. And because I kind of exclusively lean to one side, not the other, I could only advise or give my thoughts on one side, not the other. But I'll guess spoiler here, because whatever I put in my script is probably worded better, or if it's not, it will be. But basically, you don't, in my mind, you don't write campaigns. They write themselves. You don't sit down like, I'm gonna write a campaign. What you do is a scenario. You know, evil land lost land covered in sentient mist that lures travelers to it, ruled by a dark overlord who needs to be overthrown for the land to be set free. Okay, there. That's a campaign. When you think about Curse of Strahd is a campaign. That was Curse of Strahd. But what I did was I broke it down into like a 2 to 3 sentence scenario. You're not really writing the campaign so much as you're setting up a kind of big picture scenario. Or you can even start small picture scenario. You write a scenario, and then the players interacting creates the campaign. Them deciding to save, to show mercy and not kill that one bandit that one time, and then you, like, as you're playing, you're like, okay, that's kind of neat, and you jot that down in your notes. Or that happens on a session, y'all forget about it, and then 4 sessions later you're doing your session prep and you think to yourself, oh yeah, remember when they saved that bandit? Wouldn't it be cool if that bandit came back? It's not something you planned, it's not something you wrote, it literally popped into your head that particular session. But when your players interact with it, it has this illusion of, when you take what happened the last session and or last 2, and like that's all you worry about, you don't like worry about anything else, and you just kind of roll with that, like, okay, what do I think would happen if this were a movie? What do I think would happen next? Or like set up a scenario. And I've noticed a couple of things. I've noticed that oftentimes there's an illusion of continuum. Like, you go back and you look at all of these sessions put together, and it comes across like this singular story that's being woven, even if from multiple threads. But when you're the one actually doing the prep, that's not how it feels to you at all. Like, it doesn't feel like this one big epic campaign at all. It just is like you're just doing it one session at a time, and it's only in hindsight that it looks like one big epic campaign. And then as I just mentioned about, you're not, the players create the quote campaign. And the reason I keep emphasizing that, because when I think of the word campaign, I think of epic. I associate campaign equals epic. And in order to qualify as an epic, there has to be kind of certain criteria. It needs to be large, it needs to be grandiose, it's kind of like the definition that comes to mind when you think of the word epic, right? Which is what I think of when I think of campaign. And that only happens, at least to me, over time. And it writes itself. It becomes its own thing. Because the moments that happen with the characters that are like significant with the characters are usually the spur of the moment moments. Like, you can't write that. They happen. If any of that makes sense. Yeah, anyways, where was I? What was I doing? Oh, I'm over here. I'm down here. Okay, so I just did those 2. Okay, I'm going to go back to stitching now. I'm going to stop talking like I'm smarter than I really am. I am not that smart. I have, I can't, and I can only speak so much to it because I don't do long epic campaigns. That's not how I work, so that's not how my games work. Because your games will follow your style a little bit, I think. I'm a hobby wheel. I hyperfixate on this, and then 2 weeks later I hyperfixate on that, and then a day later I'm hyperfixated on something else, and whatever catches my interest. So my games tend to run that way. They tend to be kind of whimsical, and they tend to be a collection of individual episodes rather than any kind of large narrative. And that's just because that's how I am. So that's how it tends to come across. And I have more fun doing it that way too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure if you're really looking for long-term epic campaign type stuff, I bet you there's some other resources on YouTube that you could find that might be better suited to that, because my advice I don't think is very well suited to that, because I don't run games that way anymore, and I choose not to run games anymore like that, because I also think that the players get bored. Like, we tried Strahd, but we were like 3 sessions in and we were bored. And some people might criticize, some people might say, well, that's the DM's fault, it's your job to yada yada yada, but I mean, at the end of the day, we were bored and we quit playing that campaign, and then the same people, the same DM ran something else, and we were not bored anymore. Imagine that. I never would have guessed Tori. Lol. Nah, fair. Yeah, I've actually, in recent times, I basically stepped away from almost all my groups that I had. I'm spending more time with family. I'm making a conscious decision to like spend more time with family. And while I haven't been 100% successful, I have been largely successful. And it does feel good to make a conscious choice to just be more present in my own personal life and less involved in my sort of online life, if you will, because they were all online groups. But also, the next thing I found is that I do really well and have a great enthusiasm for like playing with one person, playing with two people, like the really small stuff. I just it's a lot easier to schedule. I mean, everyone talks about the scheduling monster. Part of me wants to criticize players and say like, look, don't commit or commit. Like shit or get off the pot, because the whole like, oh yeah, I totally want to play with you, and then repeated no shows is just annoying, or constantly canceling or whatever. Like, don't do that. But then likewise, I really enjoy having just single groups, like one person, maybe two, because it's just more personal, and I like that feeling. And I have a Daggerheart thing that I'm doing, because of course I'm doing Daggerheart now, with just me and one other person. Like, literally just one other person. But what was so cool was was it 2 days or 3 days? I think it was 3 days. I think it was last week. Where I was just like, hey, I feel like running. Do you feel like playing? Yeah, I feel like playing. Okay. And then we hopped online. We were only able to play for like an hour and a half or something like that. But we had a lot of fun. And then the very next night, I was like, okay, round 2. And then we did that. And then I was like, hey, I've got the next bit written already. Okay, come out of here, you little tail. Come out. So it was like, I got to play 3 days in a row, basically, is what I'm getting at. Because the freedom of scheduling, that particular person just has a really open schedule, which is just really nice, and I take advantage of it all the time. And yeah, come on, tail. Come on. There you go. Goodness. Gosh, that took forever. Come on out. Come on. Okay, so where are we? So we just did this one. Making sound effects as I'm crossing off my stitches on my pattern. I haven't written anything up for it yet, but I'm contemplating making the next script about that. I need to get on my editing. I have more scripts than I have completed stuff. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday? Okay, yeah. So I need to get the next one done. Everweave, an app available for Android, AI D&D storyteller. Should say it will project. I don't know, Hamza, because I don't use anything like that. When I solo play, it's me, a blank sheet of paper or document, the dice, and maybe the rule book, like monster stat blocks, like literally. Like, I don't use anything except for like my brain and a blank piece of paper. I think I have a video and a stream showcasing that. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't have any way to advise or answer or, like, to me, something like an AI storyteller is just, it would just get in the way, if that makes sense. Stop pushing down, divided at the frame. Don't stop busy with the tail. Come here, you silly tail. That's right, I'm talking to you. Okay, so here we go. So we've got that one done. Oh wait, we've got that one done, and then we're on these two right now. So, and do I have the other one on that side? Yes, I do. So I just did one row. It doesn't feel like I only did one row. It feels like I did way more than one row. One row, one row. Huh, and then Hey Mickey started playing in my head. I do not understand my brain. I don't get you, brain. There was no associative qualities there. Why that song? Why that song out of nowhere? I think my brain likes to torture me sometimes. And there it goes. It's just still playing in my head. I'm not going to subject any of you to that. Oh, the Sheila Crow one shot. Oh yeah, I had a video I was gonna do where I was doing that. Oh shoot, October's coming up. And I told them I would run like a one-shot thingy. I probably should not have volunteered for that. That was a bad decision, Tori. Let's see. 1, 2, 1. Wait, what just happens? Wait, what? What did I do? Okay, hold on. Yeah, Sheila Crow. See, Sheila Crow's death is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, like, the campaign comes from the moments and comes from the characters. Because despite everything that was pre-written, that moment just, like... And I'm not trying to, like, take credit or anything. Like, I'm not trying to make it weird or whatever. Like, all credit to the other players in the DM. They all made it happen. But the moment where Sheila died... and became Sheila Crow, just like became the sort of star moment and the memorable moment of that whole one shot. And her story like continues. Like I have a Daggerheart solo play that I still have that I actually want to continue. Oftentimes my solo plays don't last very long, but this one actually lasted a lot longer than any others. What the heck? Okay, something's wrong. Oh, it's not. Wait, what? Oh, okay, so I shouldn't have done that. So it was. Okay, hold on. Will you stop tilting backwards, please? Thank you. So 1, 2, 1. There's supposed to be. Am I? Okay, this is already done. Oh, and it is 1, 2. Oh, okay, that's why I'm off. Okay, that's why. Yeah, that was super fun. I'm so grateful that they invited me to come play on their channel. I feel like I do not deserve it. I feel like I don't deserve a bunch of stuff. I got a somebody gifted me a game today, and they're like, "Thank you for what you do to the community," and I'm like, "What? What? I just make videos. I don't feel like I deserve this." Pippin. Buddy, you want to say hi? You want to say hi to the camera? There. Pippin says hi. Now he's hiding behind the mic. And now he's nuzzling my pattern. Good job. Good job, buddy. That's what we appreciate about you. Thanks, buddy. The thing about D&D and DC-20 is that they share DNA. So there's not a whole lot of work that needs to be done. Like, just tell the story, because the story and the system should kind of be independent from each other anyways. Like, even, like, I could go play Daggerheart in the Forgotten Realms. That's how much it doesn't matter. Like, the system is just the numbers. The story is whatever you want it to be. At least that's my personal opinion. And I'm choking on my drink there. But I was going to say, in fact, just for funsies, I may do that. I may do like a quick solo run in Daggerheart in the Forgotten Realms just to see how that works. Because all you got to do is take something and change the name. And the rest stays. And boom, you're done. You know. Like, you want that, what did they call it? What was their Kirkland brand beholder called? Gobstalker or something like that? Like, erase Gobstalker, write beholder in the name, boom, you're done. There, you have a beholder. You know, take something that has, like, vaguely telekinesis type powers, or even just ranged powers, reflavor them from, like, take something in Daggerheart. I haven't seen all the stat blocks yet. Take, like, I don't know, like the Chaos Skull. Not even the Chaos Skull. Like the Chaos Elemental if you want tier 1. Yeah, take, like, the Chaos Elemental thingy from tier 1. Scratch the name out and write, you know, Minion Mind Flare. And reflavor the Chaos as telekinetic instead of Chaos. But that's all you have to do is change the names. At least that's how I do. That's how I roll. My actual group, so I have one group that's my home group. That's the same home group I've had for way too long. Well, not way too long. That makes it sound bad. Bad Tori. Yeah, I have one home group that's like the home group that I've had from 5e to DC 20 to now Daggerheart. And what was it? Where was I going with that? I was going somewhere with that. Now I don't remember. Shucks. To answer your other question, Hasma, if you don't like the cards, then just don't use them. Now, I'm not saying, you know, if you like DC 20, play DC 20. I'm not trying to talk you into running Daggerheart, but I'm saying that you don't have to have the... So if you go into DC 20 and you go to a rogue, and you open up the rogue page, and on the rogue page it says rogue feature sneak attack, and you write that down on your character sheet, you just did the exact same thing as a Daggerheart card. Literally all they did was not put that page of the rogue in the core rulebook, and they instead took those features and printed them on cards with pretty artwork. That's all they did. All the cards are your features. Same features from 5e, same features from DC 20. They are just features. You can have them printed on fun little cards, which I do like and my players do like. Or if you didn't like that, you could just write them on a sheet like you would any feature from any system. I think what matters more is what is not the cards, but like the features themselves, maybe the way the class feels, maybe the way combat feels. Like, not everyone will be a fan of the way combat feels, for example, you know, which is, you know, that is different. That is very, very different. But the cards themselves are just features printed funny. That's all they are. Okay, so I did, and I did not mean to, if that sounded like angry-ish, I apologize. I'm not trying to sound angry-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can hear the tone in my voice turning. And I don't know if it's because my throat's starting to hurt. It might be because my throat's starting to hurt. I can hear my own tone, and it doesn't sound correct in my own ears. I can only imagine what it sounds like to you guys. For real though, my throat is actually starting to hurt. That's not a joke. But that's okay. Oh, he's curling up and sleeping behind me. He is so dang cute, you guys. I wonder how I could get that to, like, come across on camera without, like, let's see. Can I pop that off? Oh, he was sleeping. The light woke him up. Hey, Pippin. How are you doing? You're sleeping in Here you go. Where's Lulu? Lulu around here? I don't see Lulu anywhere, so no footage of Lulu. Alright, come on. Get back up. Get back in there. Get back in there. Good camera. Beep, 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 beep. Plug back in. Blink. Okay. Boy, I really need to make progress. Okay, no more... I can't say no more yakking. I'm streaming. Yakking is kind of the point. But, back to stitching. Because I've only done 117 stitches, and that's really pathetic. 939. Where is my 939? In fact, I may have lost my 939. It may have popped off and gone on to 38. Yeah. It's on Japanese tree right now. Yoink. There we go. Okay, good. I sounded more cranky than I meant to, and you sounded more cranky than you meant to, and neither one of us meant to be cranky at all, so we'll just meet in the middle there. Yeah, no, my tone there it almost sounded like I was being defensive. And I don't know why I would need to be defensive. I don't need to be defensive. Play what system you want to play. Silly Tori. Defensiveness is for kids. I don't even know. That's just the tricks line. Who else grew up in the 90s and had the Trix commercial motto burned into their brain forever? Okay. We're gonna raise you up. Raise me up so I have a desk that raises and lowers. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough. Want to roll for initiative? Roll for initiative. Let's see. I don't roll for initiative. But since you asked. I got a 6. And whatever you add to that. It's my little dice tray, which I have at the ready, of course. As one does. I have a d20 with an immediate grip distance. I rolled a 6. It's probably not very high, but that's okay. It's just initiative. That's fine. I don't mind going last in initiative. There's a Bob World Builder video where he talks about Daggerheart. And the thumbnail, I don't remember the title, but the thumbnail is like a picture of him looking in the distance with a black background, and it says, "This game rocks," and it has a picture of Daggerheart on there. And in the middle of that video where he's talking about it, he shows a clip from someone else, and I don't remember the name of the clip or the name of the person, otherwise I would have told you directly that instead of the roundabout way. But in there, he sings the, I don't know. Gosh, I wish I knew the name of the song. How long must I wait? I only rolled an 8. That one. Which, for probably 3 straight weeks, was playing in my head just those 2 lines over and over and over and over and over again. I drove my own self crazy. Like, I started, like, blasting anything in my headphones I could to get that song to stop, specifically those 2 lines, to stop playing in my head. How long will I wait? I only rolled an 8. Can't quite do the rest of that, my throat hurts, but You get the idea. I know. I'd like to take a turn. Hello, Penguin Love. Hello, is it Yes, Penguin Love. How is Penguin Love? I am working on, if you go to Heaven and Earth Designs, the pattern is called Safety First. I'm not allowed to look at it because the challenge is that because we don't have the final picture memorized. The challenge is we're not allowed to look at the final picture because we get to discover it as we go, because we don't remember it exactly. So it's a little bit of a surprise. Like, for example, when I was stitching this bit, we had no idea. I still don't know what this actually is. We were like, as we were stitching it and it was showing up, we were like, what is this? We're trying to like identify different bits. Like, is it a shelf? Is it a... We know generally what the picture is. Like, we have an idea, but we don't know the details. But if you want to see it for yourself, it's the other reason I don't have the image up. I do have my OBS set up to show the image of whatever I'm stitching, but I can't have it for this picture because obviously I'd be seeing it a whole bunch for this project. So if I was working on a different project, I would have put the final image up there. But if you want to go see for yourselves, it's on the Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's called Safety First. Specifically, we are doing the mini. Safety First mini. I do not have the patience to do like the max colors or some of the full-on projects that are like over 1,000 stitches wide. Like, I can't do that. I just got the pattern. I bought the fabric. I had the fabric because it's 18 count Aida. So it's like, my sister has a fabric bolt of 18 count Aida. And I have like a quarter of one. So, yeah. Needless to say, we had some lying around the house, but I just bought the pattern from, and I've done enough projects that I have a stash. I have a DMC stash, so I pulled a couple colors from stash, a couple colors from other projects, and then bought the rest. We figured out that the only online store to get floss from that's really cheaper is 123 Stitch, and my sister's had really bad luck with them, so she refuses to order with them. So we just go to the local Hobby Lobby because their price is the same as like other places like Lakeside Needlecraft and other places like that. Boy, you can really hear it in my throat now, can't you? I don't even know how to answer that, Hamza. On the one hand, most of it is like the spells and the features and like the AP. Like, you have 4 AP in combat. I'll put it this way. When I first introduced DC20 to my players, I watched 2 Dungeon Coach videos, like older ones, but 2 Dungeon Coach videos. And I read the character creation page in the back. I think it's like page like 100 or something. And that was it. And then I sat down at a table and I started running it because it was so similar to 5e. Let's see, you're pulling out your 124 scale studio apartment kit to work. Wait, what? 124 scale studio apartment? Wait, what? I don't know that I'm following their penguin. But, oh, I need to check where am I? Shoot, I hope I didn't just go on autopilot and, like, completely lose track. I mean, even if I did, it should be fine. It's just all the same color, but... which is perfect for a stream. Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing, Penguin. This I kept saying we. This is a stitch along with me and my sister. Oh, is that why you've been? Oh, I see what happened there. My one mount was slowly falling down. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. So now we are on. Well, we already passed the bottom of the grid. Oh, if I already passed the bottom of the grid, I already messed up, didn't I? No, I didn't. Oh, wait, no, this is the bottom of the grid. Right here. So I just went one down. So the next one. Yep. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. How long will I wait? I only rolled in it. I know. I'd like to take a turn before it's over. Ouch. That sounded ouch. Bad Tori. Bad Tori. Oh, I didn't go over far enough. Okay. Yep. Yeah, you should be fine. Because, like I said, the narrative doesn't... There's no... Like, D&D doesn't have any kind of... There is no such thing as a, quote, D&D narrative. Like 5e is a system. It's just character classes, features, and what dice you roll when. The narrative is yours. There is no... I could play I could play a quote-unquote DC 20 style narrative in Daggerheart. I could play a Daggerheart style narrative in 5e. Believe it or not, yes, I can. So it's like or talk to Seraphis about Cypher System if you want some expertise in that particular system. Which Cypher System is one of the influences for Daggerheart. Now, influence, obviously they are two different systems, but it is listed as one of the actual influences that they use, that they, kind of base some things off of. So, it's like there's all kinds of systems out there, but there's no like hard rules on the narrative. The narrative is just up to you, and especially if you're doing a solo play, then it's entirely up to you. You make the rules, and you can bend the rules. Like, I bent the rules a little bit. I used the stats of one weapon, because Daggerheart stats are, unlike the Prime and DC 20, Daggerheart stats are kind of like, if you play XYZ class, you're going to want to put your highest stat in this ability. Like, they are kind of class locked, but they're also so small that it's almost like it doesn't matter. It's like, big deal if you put your highest stat in a different place. Or you can just put it in the highest place that class would use and reflavor anything around. Like, I have Sheila is a warlock, because this is the Sheila Crow solo play I mentioned earlier. Sheila is a warlock, so her main stat is presence, but that's the exact opposite of how I traditionally thought of her. I traditionally thought of her as a low charisma character. But then I just, was like, okay, it's not that she's charismatic. It's not that she has the high presence stat. It's that her patron has it. And through her patron is how she has that. So it's like, it adds to her character. It doesn't take away from it. Or like, warlocks will want to use a weapon that use present, because in Daggerheart, the weapons have different stats they're attached to. So if I wanted her to, I wanted her to wield a bow, because she used to wield a bow. But a bow is agility based, or basically dexterity based, not charisma based. So it's like, well, then I don't get to add my +2 to my attacks. Well, what I did instead was gave her a magic scepter, which is charisma based, And then I just reflavored it so that she has the bow from the 80s cartoon, basically the bow that fires energy arrow. Like it looks like a bow, but it's really firing energy arrows. And I gave her a scepter, and then I just said, there, it's a bow now. I'm using scepter stats, but it's a bow now. Because that's the fun of TTRPGs, is that you can do that. And not only can you do that, but especially in solo play, you could and should be doing that, because that's how you learn the system, and you kind of experiment, and you see how it goes. What time is it? Oh, it is. It is getting late, y'all. Yeah, what Penguin said. Penguin nailed it there. I'm probably behind on chat, but what Penguin said. My tail is too long for that. I need to shorten it. I have a nervousness about going to shorter tails though, because they tend to come undone. Oh, I shouldn't have done that way, didn't I? I can't go in that direction, can I? Yep, nope, that messed up. Okay. What are you doing? Oh, and of course I did it with the dark thread, so this is gonna be really hard to see. Oh, okay. Come on out. Come on out. Nope. Come on. Stop being difficult. Such focus. Such wow. Ooh. Okay. And now we're going to do this. Up and let her go. That's it. Wind it up. I can't say the words wind it up or wind her up in that way without hearing it in the accent and cadence of the Scottish chicken from Chicken Run. That's what I was quoting just there. Or not quoting, but like the specific way that chicken says that line. It's a scene where they're trying to get over the fence rather than under it. So she comes up with this idea that's basically a catapult. And she is demonstrating the catapult, and they have an egg in there, and then it like or a pie or something, and it smacks against the wall. Likewise, I cannot say the word order without hearing Ginger from that movie when she's hammering the gavel, and she's like, order, order! And I can't like replicate it myself, but that's how I hear it in my head. Sometimes and it's not lines. It's not whole lines. It's just the way a character says something a certain way, it just lodges in my head, and then anytime I try to say the same word, it comes out in the cadence and or rhythm of the tone of the way it was in the movie. Well, Hamza, I unfortunately I'm not able to speak to that because I don't use AI for anything, like at all. Like I'm one of those people, so I'm probably not the person to talk to. Okay, I shouldn't say I don't use AI for anything, because it's been force-fed into our lives so hard that it's literally inescapable. But I don't opt to use AI in any willing way. I'm one of those people. There, statement rephrased. I don't use AI, especially with a TTRPG or a solo play. I don't use AI. Now, one thing I will use to get started is random tables, and there's books on books online, you can do that. Or where I get mine, it's the same one. I have the same PDF, and I've been using the same PDF for like 4 solo plays, and it's great. Is the GM Philosopher's random plot generator, or random plot, what does he call it? What's his technical? The random plot something-izer. And all you have to do is go to his channel, and he had, like, at least when I got it, he had, like, you just signed up for an email, and then he sent it to you. And then he sends you other stuff, too. There's all kinds of other PDFs that dude sends out. It's actually pretty awesome. But I just got the plot randomizer, and literally all it is it breaks down into the problem, the complication, and something at the end that I haven't looked at yet, the solution or something like that. But there's the problem and the complication, and then there's a bit at the end. And there are 3, the problems table is, okay, start the quest. The complication table is, all right, you're in the middle of a quest, and then you want something to just sort of happen. And then there's one at the end, which I've just never used. And all I do is go to the first table, which is the problem table, and I just roll. And it's like, like, an NPC stumbles into town with a deadly curse. Okay. And then I got a, what was it? 3,300 word solo play off of just that. Which isn't a lot, but still, it was a couple of good hour or 2 of entertainment for me. So, okay, and then this one, that one goes all the way across. So I'm now on the second one down, so I'm now actually partially across over here before I run out of thread. Okay. And hello, Lunar. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on. It is getting pretty late for me. And also my throat hurts. The time has arrived to go to bed, if you're a Tory. Not quite yet, but I gotta start, like, I gotta prep the coffee, I gotta, like, brush my teeth. I need to start paying more careful care to my teeth. I'm losing my gums. And that's not even a joke. I'm like literally like my gums are going away. They're just kind of like eroding away. It's like, oh, goodbye gums. I think you're important. That might hurt. But not a whole lot I can do about it because you can't regrow gums. There's like procedures and stuff though. I may end up having to do that. I don't know. I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta prep the coffee. I already did a load of dishes, so I'm good there. I've already got food for work for tomorrow, so I'm good there. Alfredo chicken. Alfredo chicken and broccoli. There's a website that I go to that is now my absolute go-to website for my recipes. I am addicted to her food. It is delicious. And not only is it delicious, but it's like crazy easy to make, crazy fast to make, and delicious. But more importantly, I like going to that specific website for her specific recipes because they actually work. Like, they turn out how they should turn out, which I unfortunately, I did have a couple of times where there was one website where I was getting recipes and I kept having problems. Like the recipes kept not turning out. And then I had another website where I was getting recipes and same thing. So now I just go to the one website because like they actually work. Like as written. I don't have to constantly make adjustments or have it turn out wonky or weird. Yeah. Some folks have all the luck. Like my better half, it just like has not been to a dentist in like probably more than a decade or 2. And I don't even know how much he really like flosses all that. I mean, he does to a certain extent, but he's not very like what's the word? He's not very like on top of it, like constantly, every tooth, all the time, every night, right? But he has perfectly fine teeth. Me, I didn't do that for a really long time, but I did have a bit where I got a whole bunch of dental work done, and then I started like brushing my teeth twice a day and flossing really good and like staying super on top of it. And it's like the minute I stopped doing that even a little bit, it's like, oh, most of your bottom jaw is gonna just disappear now on the inside. And it's like, oh, okay. I think it runs on my family though, because a bunch of people in my family have like, I think my grandma has like 4 teeth left, and my aunt has like probably a good 6 teeth missing, and cavity, all of them cavity, and my mom, same thing. Like I think there's maybe a genetic element of just having teeth problems in my family, because all of my family have like teeth problems. Not that I took like the best care of my teeth. Granted, I could have been better for longer, but I get the feeling that I'm going to be fighting an uphill battle, and now it's like I got to try to preserve what little gum I have left. Yeah, gums, rip. Rip gums. But anyways, goodness, we have covered DC-20 and D&D and campaigns and adventures and cross stitch and gums. We have certainly, this is the topic variety show right here. Of course, we're making good progress. Well, actually, we're not, but we're making acceptable progress. I'll put it that way. We're making acceptable progress, because I got all this bit done in here. I got a chunk of this. And that's it. That's all I've done. Now I'm sad. That doesn't seem like very much. I don't even have 200 stitches yet, and I've been live for an hour and a half. I feel like my I feel like my output should be a little bit better. That's not terrible. Hour and a half, 170 stitches, give or take. Well, and there's a bunch I haven't crossed off yet. Okay, maybe not a bunch. Maybe like 3. There's like 3 I haven't crossed off yet. But still. That's 100 stitches. That's not even 100 stitches an hour, actually. Oh no, actually it's a little bit more, because 170, hour and a half. If I can keep going, I can probably get more than 30 by the 2-hour mark. So 100 stitches an hour is like working speed. Or like, okay, that's average. That's like, I've had times where it's slower than that, and that's sad, but is what it is. And then I've had other times where it's like much faster. And I'm not even in a high confetti area. I mean, this should be cheating at this point, because it's just all one color. So that really tells you how slow I've been going. I need to stop stopping and talking so much. This is just a full coverage piece for the pretties, Lunar. Basically, for anyone not familiar, full coverage is like this, where there's no holes. It's all done all the way, and it's gonna look like a giant, artwork that you just hang on the wall when it's done. I do not do, quote, TTRPG coaching. I mean, I don't, even the channel, I don't feel like that's TTRPG coaching, especially not now. It's more me sharing my thoughts in a public format. I wouldn't consider it coaching. It's more like, hey, I had this idea, and then other people are like, that's a good idea, and I'm like, oh, you think so? Cool. I hope it helps you. It's mostly to be fun. To be fun, to be entertaining, even help some people out, but it's like it's mostly to be fun. Oh, good. It was a joke. Okay, good. I'm too literal. I didn't get the joke. Yeah, a tapestry. That's, yeah. Fair enough, Hamza. You got me. Insert Nigel Thornberry. That's sarcasm, isn't it? Oh, I can't replicate his voice, but that's okay. That's sarcasm, isn't it? I stitch and I play video games and I work at my job. That's actually kind of the extent of my life. I don't die. Like, I eat things, so I don't die. Actually, it's kind of funny, because I do enjoy cooking. I'm not, like, pro tier at it, I just enjoy doing it. I do enjoy cooking. But mostly I play video games. It's like 90% of my time, and at my current rate will continue to be 90% of my time until the day I die. And then I'll die, and then, like, people will, like, not know what to do with my computer, and they'll probably just get rid of it, because, like, what are they gonna do with it? And then all of my life that was spent, like, days that was spent on various game saves that are just ones and zeros. That's just the cold, hard reality of my situation. That's what you do when you spend your time doing digital things. I'm a receptionist, secretary. I don't know what else to. I do, like, invoices, and I call people, and then I, like, talk to people when they walk in. That's what I do. It's not very interesting. Yeah, Lunar, I probably should. I just don't. I don't have a whole lot else going on. I mean, I do have family, but like I said earlier, I'm trying to make a conscious effort to, like, hang out with them more. Let's see, this is the bottom of these two, so these 2 rows are done. Oh, good to know I stopped at the right time, because, wait a minute. This row doesn't go all the way across, so I should, like, backtrack that. I mean, you know, like, I have TTRPGs, I have cross stitch, I hang out with my sister, I play games with my husband. I think I can call him that. Might as well call him that. He plays games. That's actually pretty much the only hobby he has. We went fishing today. It was super cool. I did not get the poundage of the fish that he got, or the weight. I think it's measured by weight, but he did bring home fish, and it's filleted, and we're gonna cook it. So he literally brought home dinner from the wilds. I'm pretty excited. I think it's cool. A lot of people in our area are outdoorsmen. He used to be. I shouldn't say that he has no hobby other than video games. To clarify, he has no hobby other than video games currently. That didn't always used to be the case, but it just kind of is now. Okay, so this doesn't actually go all the way across. This has 1, 2, 3. So the one thing him and his family were really, really, really into was snowmobiling. So he spent a huge portion of his childhood / younger years snowmobiling. Has a good passion for it, but just doesn't do it anymore. They've gone four-wheeling a couple of times. He's gone fishing. He went fishing today. He's gone fishing before, but today was probably the most fun he's had, I think. And he's gone golfing once or twice. Found it really interesting. You don't have a whole lot of skill when you've only done something once or twice, but he kind of wanted to pick up golfing, which by all means, go get a hobby. Go get out of the house. The other thing that he's really good at is cooking, actually. Like, better than me. Like, he worked in a kitchen, so I'm pretty sure that's where that comes from. But he's actually really good at cooking. Doesn't always do it, but that's because when he does cook, like, he doesn't cook every day, but when he does cook, it's like a production. It's like 4 hours in the kitchen, and it's this whole thing. And he cooks, every time he cooks enough food to feed, like, a family of 8. Like, there's so much food. So many leftovers. But he's really good at it. I'm like the basic cook. Like, I come in and I cook on weekdays, but that's because I have these, like, really no-nonsense recipes that are like, throw shit in the Instant Pot, turn it on, now it's a soup of some kind. There you go. It's got protein in it, it's got veggies in it, it's got carbs in it. What more do you need? So I'm like a basic cook. A kitchen symphony. That is one way to word that. I'm going to remember that going forward. Kitchen symphony. Yeah, I think it's from working in a restaurant. In a kitchen. Because he worked in the kitchen, and then all the rest of the time he's worked in warehouses. Hence why he's a parts manager now, because he knows inventory really well, because it's all he's done. I've worked in warehouse and inventory, merchandising, obviously like retail fast food, like the jobs you get when you're a teenager, and tech support and secretary. Receptionist. So I've done a hodgepodge of all kinds of things, most of it revolving around customer facing stuff. So, yeah. Let's see, do I want to keep... yeah, I probably should call it. I'm enjoying chatting with you guys, but I also gotta get ready for, like, work and stuff tomorrow. Let's see, so we got these done, so I'm just gonna mark off these final stitches here. 1, 2, 3. At least I proved the setup successful, so I know I can do a scroll frame project. Going forward, I know I can do a scroll frame project if need be. So we're just gonna get like a zoomed out. Come on, loosen up. There you go. So yeah, that's all I've gotten so far. It's a new start. I'm only like, how many have I done for 4,300 or some odd? Yeah, 4,300. Oh man, 197. 197? Okay, hold on, okay, I will penguin, I will, but I gotta hit 200. 197? That's ridiculous. I gotta at least try to hit. What can I do here? I gotta try to hit 200. That's just silly. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do these real quick. If I have that 311, it's not 310 this time. It's 311. Go figure. I didn't even think there was anything outside 310. I don't have 311. Okay, we're not gonna do 311 because I don't have it. We're gonna go back to the 939 because I have it. I gotta do at least 2 more stitches. 197. Shh. If I would have known I was at that, I would have tried to get 3 more real quick before cutting off that last thread. I do like this needle minder. It is one of my favorites. I got it. Me and her both got, I mentioned this was a stitch along. We both got this exact same needle minder specifically so we could have the same one while we're doing this stitch along. Okay, let's see. So I got to do 2 more here. 197. Come on, what fun is it if I don't break 200? What fun is that? Actually, we have it coming out, so... So I just want to make sure I get these two right, so that my space is right before I go into the next set. And then plus, then I'll be over 200. It's over 9,000! Okay. Yes, it is a magnet. It's called a needle minder, is what they're called, and they come in all sorts of fun colors and stuff like that. And it's, yes, it's magnetic so that you can, so that the needles stay stuck to it. Okay, there we go. Now I've got my space right. 201. Ta-da. Actually, I have a couple of others at the ready. If I can scoot my chair back without causing mass destruction. Let's see here. So I also have my compass. Bullet set. Barely. I have my octopus, which is what I did most of Littlest Fairy on. Octopus. He's missing his back, so I can't actually put him on like I would. Oh, he has two backs. Okay, that explains it. Basically, they have a magnet on one side, like they are a magnet, and then they have a magnet on the other side, and then you magnet them on either side of the fabric, and then it doesn't fall. And then the needles stick to it. Hear the magnet clicking there. And then, let's see. Japanese tree. This one, the magnet is really strong. Japanese tree, as I have come to call that, has the teacup, which is a matching set. I have the pink teacup, and my sister has the blue teacup. I also have a rose. And I only have so many, so we're going to be able to go through my entire collection in like less than 5 minutes. Because I don't have them. I did lose the back half of my rose, though. Bummer. I'm going to have to come back to that. Where is actual cool ones, though? Oh, here we go. Here's one of my favorite ones. The magnet's not very strong, so I don't use him as often as I'd like, but here, this one's actually one of my favorite ones. See if you recognize that. Huge brownie points to anyone that recognizes where that comes from. And I have actually used it on this project, because this project has a dragon in it eventually. Aha! And last but not least, this is the dragon statues from Spyro the Dragon. So I'm going to pull that up on camera again. If you've ever played Spyro, it's the crystal dragons that you... And granted, in game they don't like 100% exactly look like this because it's an older game, but yeah, it's from Spyro. Ah, almost no video games. Probably a smart move. And then a gelatinous cube. I have a gelatinous cube. And then that's pretty much all of them. I think I only have like one other one that's like a black kitty cat that looks like a pumpkin. Alright, now I gotta put all this back. And now Lulu is laying on my project bag. that goes to show what I have to put up with these cats sometimes. That's my project bag. That's the rest of my floss. Lulu, what are you doing? Why? I mean, fair. It's not your fault it's down there. It's Pippin's fault it's down there. Okay. Alright. Yeah, no, I definitely love showing the needle minders to people who are also stitchy people. Enormous carrion crawler. Oh, that's so cute. Enormous carrion crawler. Alrighty. Well, it is about that time though. I do gotta go do like adult things and prep for work and stuff like that. But hey, thanks everyone for joining or anyone checking this out after the fact. It would be very awkward without people here to talk to. I might have actually gotten much more stitching done, I don't know, but it would have been awkward. So thank you so much for joining. Hopefully I'll get to do more of these because I have gotten requests for them. But yeah, for now, a good evening or good whatever time it is for you, and have a great rest of your day, night-ness, and thanks so much.